There's a lot of things you got to think about when you build a satellite. So go ask 50 doctors you know who've started satellites if they would do it again. For some, it was a gold mine and the greatest thing that aligned with their life vision. For others, it was the biggest mistake they ever made, and it's an albatross around their neck, and they wish they could get rid of it. Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Glenn Krieger here with another episode of Your 5-Minute Friday. Now, what is the one biggest mistake that many orthodontists make? There's a lot out there. I know I've made a ton of mistakes in my career. Well, let me give you a story here, and you tell me if you can figure out when the mistake happens. You come out of residency, you decide to go to a growing community and build a practice. It's a great community, upper middle class, lower upper class. People come in, they can pay in full quite often, and things are going great. You're a part of the PTA, you're part of the community, all the local businesses know you because you've gone around and gotten to know them, and you're doing wonderfully. Lots of your patients continue to refer new patients, and you're growing. You went from 1 or 2 days a week when you worked a corporate job, now you're 3 or 4 days a week, and you figure, wow, I've really grown. Maybe you've hit that number of production in your head that you never thought you could hit. And what do you decide to do? Okay, those of you who've been out there a little bit know exactly what's coming next. Oh, there's another town over that doesn't have an orthodontist. I should open up a satellite. And all of a sudden you realize you went from one practice 3 days a week, making a phenomenal living where all your patients knew you and everything was going great. And now you're working 5 days a week. Your first practice is suffering. The satellite is not growing at the speed you expected. You don't see your family, friends, and loved ones. You don't get a chance to work out as much as you used to. Your hobbies have disappeared. And you ask yourself one day, why did I ever open a satellite? Now, there are some really good reasons to open satellite practices. And the scenario I just spoke about is just one scenario. It is possible that there is a town 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 towns over that is growing like crazy, does not have an orthodontist, and your ability to go in there really is wonderful, and you can grow quicker than you ever would have imagined. But here's the thing. You need to make that move as part of a bigger plan. Hey, everybody, if you are not registered for the Orthopreneur Summit yet, what are you waiting for? Everybody who's attended has told me it's the best meeting, not ortho meeting, best meeting they've ever been to. You want to relax. You want to deal with the issues in your practice by talking to other people over dinner, because every drop of food is included. Every drink is included. Every drop of entertainment is included. From the moment you show up, you are my guest to help you bring your practice to the next level. So go to opsummit2022.com. I guarantee you right here and now, as I always have, that this will be the best meeting you've ever been to. And if it isn't, you just come and let me know at the meeting. I will put you in a limo and pay for it and send you to the airport and pay for your flight home. Nobody's ever taken me up on it because this will be the best meeting you've ever been to. If you don't believe me, go ask your friends. Wishing you a great day. Go to opsummit2022.com. Hope to see you there. Now, if you've listened to me, you know I'm a big fan of a written plan. What is it you want for your life? Now, if you're making enough money, you don't need to go chase other opportunities. If your current practice is growing at the pace where you will make enough money, you don't need to go chase a satellite practice. But if you're slow and you're just not growing at the speed you want and you're not making what you want and you have the opportunity to work an extra day or 2 a week and it's not going to impact your original practice in any way and the other practice, the satellite, has more potential, okay, I can get that. If you're running busy and you just want to bring an associate in and plug it in so you can go run a satellite, that's a mistake. Maybe you think I'm going to keep my original practice and put an associate in a satellite. That's a problem too. Now, what you really need to do is you need to think about it in terms of your plan, as I mentioned, and determine how are you going to operate that second practice. Now, if an associate or a partner is going to do that, that's wonderful, but put it in writing. Figure out how it's going to happen. If you're going to bring an associate into your practice and then suddenly just think they're ready to practice on their own, that's a huge mistake. Don't do it. But if you're going to bring them in, train them for 6, 9, 12 months, get them up to speed, get the team to really respect them, get the patients to start knowing them and referring to them, okay, now you may be able to step out and work a satellite a little bit. but you've got to get your house in order first, because things like staffing, right? If you're there in one practice 3 days and another is 2 days and they're one town over, that's one thing. If they're an hour drive because you live 30 minutes from one and 30 from the other and you're situated right in the middle, but your team is all by your first office, that's a problem. Supplies, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to make sure what supplies go in one office versus the other? What about high ticket items like scanners, CBCTs? Are you just going to spend the money and put them in the other office? As you're seeing, there's a lot of things you got to think about when you build a satellite. So go ask 50 doctors you know who've started satellites if they would do it again. For some, it was a gold mine and the greatest thing that aligned with their life vision. For others, it was the biggest mistake they ever made, and it's an albatross around their neck, and they wish they could get rid of it. So, again, the best advice I can give you is don't chase the money unless you have a really, really, really good plan in place, because your first practice, if you've done well, has great momentum going. And by starting to split yourself emotionally to a second place, you could destroy that momentum really easily and screw up something really good and be miserable. And as always, I'm always here. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm always here to help you. If you haven't signed up for the Orthopreneurs Summit, you should do it soon, because it's September 8th to 10th, and it's almost completely filled up. So go to opsummit2022.com. I hope to see you there, and just wishing you all a great day.